Hello everyone, Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year. Started a little bit late here. I went on holiday first couple weeks and had some other things that I've been working on. So I want to get into this particular video and talk about Supernote. So before last year in December timeframe, I ordered the Manta and I did receive it on the 10th. I think it's when I actually had it shipped to the house and opened the box and kind of got that newness out of the way. And now I also have a Nomad device that Supernote actually sent over to me so that I can give my thoughts and feedback and how it fits within my workflow, especially with using the Manta and having two different devices. There I've noticed there are some challenges that you'll have to overcome if you want to use both of these devices, and you want to also make sure that they're both in sync. So there are some things that you're going to have to kind of get going, set up, and make sure that also things kind of stay the way you want it to be in sync and not have any conflicts. I've already been using them both at least for a week together, and I've already ran into, some challenges where I've had conflicting files, where I've been trying to sync to OneDrive and also the Supernote Cloud, just to kind of vet both of them out and see which one fits better. And yeah, I want to start talking about a little bit about kind of my initial experience and where I'm at right now and where I'm trying to go with this particular device and how I use it and put it in my day-to-day. Now, first off, I want to say the purpose of this device is really for me to be distraction free. And that right now in the new year, I'm trying to make that an important thing within my within my life, is not to be too distracted with a lot of different things that waste time, valuable time, that I could be doing something else. So this device here, its main purpose is going to be for its distraction-free kind of elements of it. Is I guess you can call it a feature because it's not really a bug. I think it's more intentional that they've made it this way. There is no app store. You should not ever compare this to an iPad, which what I was previously using, an iPad, and also the Books Note Air 3C, which both of those have app stores where you can download stuff to them, and you can completely get distracted with notifications or other apps and things that you can do on these different devices. So distraction free is number one, and yeah, that's going to be kind of the main thing that I think about when I'm using this particular device. Handwriting is the other one. So not only do I want to have the device for its distraction-free features, also its handwriting capabilities. I coming from again the Books Note Air 3C, which has a pen and writable screen that you can write on, works very well. The iPad, another one, very capable device. It can do all kind of things, and I found myself doing all kind of things and doing less handwriting type stuff than I really wanted to. So this particular device, I wanted to make sure I had a good handwriting experience, which it does. And yeah, so distraction-free handwriting. It checks both of those boxes for me. And now that I've used it for a while, I'm somewhat where I need to be, or kind of in a place of where I know how I'm going to fit it within my workflow. If one is just going to be taking notes and planning my day, I think this is really going to replace the journal that I've been using in Obsidian, where, my typical day is I go to the journal and I start, putting in my tasks, saying, okay, looking for quotes of the day, setting my goals, and then jotting down all the different stuff that I've been doing throughout the day. So it's kind of just been a central hub of where I've been taking notes, taking meeting notes, and branching off from there into other notes within Obsidian. What I initially did was, for it to replace the journal, was create an actual journal in Canva. So I created where it has the calendar and everything, and I can actually kind of show this here and here because I have it downloaded, but it's not going to be what I use going forward. And the reason for that is, I'll go ahead and let you know, is going to be because of the synchronization. Now I've set this up to where I have it to have links in here, and it's pretty nice journal. I think I did a pretty good job on this here, and I did it for the purposes of the iPad. So I started using this on before I even had a Supernote, and I started doing it on the iPad where I could have all my journaling needs and my appointments and stuff like that there in one place. And then I had the ease of having these links to be able to jump around and pre-plan or go back in time to look at different things. So it really works well for that. And it works well on this device also. The challenge here with using this document is that it is, let me see, how big is this thing? Let me see. Change the views. Oh, did the wrong one there. Change the views on this one. See if I can get a size. It shows that this one is 12 megs here. So it's showing 12 megs here on the file system. Let me go to my desktop and I can also look there to see what it is. Yes, so that is pretty much correct. In the Mac, it shows 13.5, but here it shows that it's 12 meg. Now, what happens is that when you're in a file like this here, and it gets larger than your typical notes would be, then what happens is as soon as you make a mark on here with the pen, it syncs the entire file. So, and this takes a little bit of time. And also, if you have it set up to auto sync, this will constantly be syncing when you make a change and then you flip to another document or note within the device. So if I sit here and I just make one single line on here, it literally has to sync the entire file, and it will sit there and it will just try to churn through this particular file. And this brings up another thing that's a little bit noticeable is that you saw in the progress there, it didn't really show the progress. I am on the beta version on this particular device, so that could be the issue with that particular bug. Sometimes it shows progress, sometimes it does not. Now, also, let me come in here and let's go to the file system again. Can browse around. We go to my styles. And nope, I'm not gonna get the example in here that I wanted. Okay, so I'm not set up for the example that I wanted. I think I deleted some of the stuff because I started cleaning things out after I kind of knew how I wanted to use this device. Started cleaning out some of the older stuff in here. But one other way that you could have done this instead of using a PDF file on here, because the other thing I went through was originally I just used the PDF file directly to annotate on and write on as my daily journal. But there are some features that are missing within the PDF. If you open up the PDF, there are some features that you don't get if you compared to if you had an actual note in your environment. So like if I wanted to come in here and let's circle that particular text. If I was in one of the notes, I would get way more options here. I can do headings, it would show links, and so on. And right now, it does not show any of those options. So the planner itself is mostly set up for all the links that I would want, but it would be nice if I could use some of the other features that are shown in the notes like with either headers or links, and add additional links in here if I needed to, right? So that was one thing. Now, what you could do though is if you still want that option yourself, you can create a note. And what's nice about this, you can create a note. You can either use the standard or the real-time recognition. For the most part, I use the real-time recognition. Now create that. And then what you can do is just go to templates. I put the PDF in the My Styles directory, so it'll show up here. And then what happens is that this will show you the PDF and then all of the pages. You can select individual pages or you can select all. Now this is one where I took that big PDF and that has all the different months, days, and weeks within the year, and I stripped it down to just the essential one pagers, and I have to write in those dates and things. So we'll do it with this particular file, but if you did it with the other one, you could still do the same thing. There'll just be way more pages, and I think it was around 500 or so pages that I had in there because I had a week note and also weekly reflection, and then I had some, just note taking pages in there just for jotting down different notes. So I can hit apply on this here. We'll see that it'll go ahead and it'll import. Now imagine this was 500 or more pages. This would take a little while for that to actually load. And then you can get all of the pages here. Now I can come in here and I can write on this. Now I can come in here and I can select this text. I get the other menu items for creating a link and also being able to leverage the highlights as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds here when you go from that taking that PDF and then you just import the entire PDF into this particular format, so you can get all that other functionality from it. Now you still have the same issue in the Notes app, that when you go to do your sync, it's going to take a while depending on how many pages you have in here. And the bigger the file size, the more it has to actually sync, relevant of how much you actually change that file. So, and that's changing basically from, writing on it, annotating it, those type of things. The file size is going to grow the more you put your annotations on it, in reference to what its original size is. So that's one particular thing. Another thing here is that I wanted to use the default apps in here. So it does have a calendar. You can hook up your mail. It has to-dos in here as well. So calendar, that's where I started first. Went to calendars, I added my calendars. The issue here is that or limitation, I should say, is that you can only add one calendar. So for right now, I have personal hooked up in here, but if I want to see all my work stuff, I cannot. If I want to see any other additional calendars I subscribe to, none of that shows up here. So for me, this was another reason why I said I would use my own templates, because this doesn't really give me an advantage to using those, because I'm going to always have to look at my calendar. Even though it shows me events in here from a calendar perspective, I know that this is not all of them. So I'm going to always have to go to a calendar anyway. So I think that is definitely something that should be improved within the software here. They should allow you to add multiple calendars to here so that it's way more usable from day to day. Now they do have different views in here. You can get a month view, you can get a week view, and what you can also do here is you can edit or write. Let me go to the pen tool here, and you can write on this calendar, which is great, where you can just jot down notes. So if you, assuming they had everything you need, if you only have one calendar and you want to annotate on top of this one, this is a pretty good combination, because you can even add events to the calendar from here, which is pretty nice. Now, the one challenge here is if you have multiple devices, so I have this Nomad now, it will not sync any of these annotations across to this Nomad. So that is somewhat of a disappointment there. And again, another reason why I went for using my own template and putting this in a note, because I can sync all of the notes and I can see the note on the other side. I have a week view, a month view, so I get similar type of views that are tailored for what I want it to actually have. But again, it's not built into the device. So if they had the syncing option here for that stuff that you write on the calendar, I would definitely use this option more. Another thing they should probably do here with this calendar is that you can come in here and you see your calendar item. You can edit the calendar item and change the date, change stuff in here. If this one's not one of the calendars or events that I own, so it doesn't let me change anything there. But if it is one that you own, you can go in there and you can edit it. But what do not get an option for, you see when you click on it here and not on the edit button portion, it gives you an option to edit and delete. It would be nice if I had an option here to create a note directly from here where it populates the name of the event as the title of the note itself. Or if it sees that there's already one of those notes that are out there with the same name, it just opens that note, and from there I can add additional information to that note, which is always linked to this particular calendar event. And it doesn't have to be a hard link, it's just that it knows to look for a note within its environment on the device with that same name. And if it sees it, then it opens it up. If not, it creates a new one. So I think that could be a simple thing to add here that would enhance this calendar experience also. And what's been shown in some of the other videos here is that you cannot annotate on or write on the day view. So again, that's another reason why I'm using the other option, so that I can annotate on my day view template, my week, and my month view. So I get all the same functionality that I want. It's just not with a native application, as well as I get to be able to have that sync across devices and use that as well. Then there are let's go in here, the mail app, which, you can come in here and you can set up the mail app, and you can also have it to where you sync a certain number of emails here. My number one thing is distraction free, and then number two is handwriting. So this is actually more of a distraction in my opinion. So it's set up just in case, but the experience is not great, so it deters me from using it. The other option in here are to-dos. The to-dos are very limited. You can go into your notes, you can select your notes, and you can add them as a to-do, and they will all show up here. Or you can manually come in here and you can create new to-dos and set times and everything like that as well. These do sync. There's a separate syncing mechanism where you can sync the to-dos to the Supernote Cloud. So you can use, if you're using the partner app, the mobile app on the phone or on the desktop or both, you'll get all those to-dos over there if you set them up to sync. And the other one here that's coming directly here is the digest. And the digest is basically, at least from what I'm seeing, it's just a place where you can you can house all of your annotations. When you do it, you can see all your annotations from one place across all the different files, where typically you have to go into a file in order to see its annotations. This one here brings all those files that are set up using the digest feature. They just bring them into one place. So I actually like this. All the videos I've seen, most people are not using it. I don't recall which version of the operating system they brought that in, so it could be um, fairly new, and people just haven't been able to kind of start using it and figuring out the actual value of this particular feature. But from what I've seen initially, this is one that I'm going to start using more. So you're going to see me on this journey of leveraging the Supernote Manta and also the Nomad. So I haven't talked really much about this Nomad. What's good is they're both set up to sync and have the same content on them. And yeah, I don't have to worry about that particular thing. So you're going to go along with this journey. As I start using these things, I'm going to have more videos that come out about it, and we'll see where it goes. But until then, if you like the information on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, have a nice day.